Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Flagcatcher Gaming, and this is part 2 of the Forge Island videos. This is just going to give you an idea of actually how big these islands are. So I'm just going to get in the Warthog and do a little driving to show you how long it takes to get from one side to the other. I know when 343 announced this, they said that you could fit a remake of Blood Gulch and Hang 'em High on the top island alone, and while that may be true in terms of actual square footage, it's not actually necessarily accurate. Now, I might be wrong a little bit here in that the original Blood Gulch was significantly smaller than the remake we had for Reach, which was, what was that, Hemorrhage? Yeah, Hemorrhage. So maybe you can fit the original Blood Gulch, but you can't even get close to fitting the Hemorrhage map in here. If you put a base on each side, you can see across no problem at all. I mean, it's not nearly as long, at least, as Hemorrhage was. So maybe you could fit Blood Gulch. I'm not sure. I didn't go back into Halo 1 to check, but it's not as big as they made it sound, really. It does have a ton of space, and as you can see here, the skybox is ginormous. You have tons of playable space. The Banshee was just in the top corner of the skybox, and it goes like that for the entire area of the 3 islands. It's about the same distance out there for everything, and you can see here how long it takes the Banshee and how small it actually is to get from one place to the other. So there's a ton of skybox here, but the land itself, it's not quite as much as they said it was going to be, I don't think. It doesn't feel like it while I'm in there anyway. So obviously here's the middle island. Doesn't take that long to get across. It's not terribly small, but it's not going to be real great for vehicle combat of anything bigger than a Ghost or a Mongoose probably. It takes only a couple seconds to get across in the Warthog, maybe 3 sprint sessions, and you can get from one end to the other with no trouble at all. So this is definitely going to be for a smaller, more closed-in map, and this is just showing you here that you can only get down to the very top of the water before you hit the kill box. You really can't do much foraging with the water at all. So you can see here I'm just sprinting. I got just about a third of the way through using one sprint. This is back up on the main island. Maybe not a third, maybe about a fourth or a fifth, but it's not nearly as large, just to show you, as Hemorrhage was. So I suppose it's my fault for thinking they meant we could remake that, and they said that we could remake Blood Gulch, which, like I said, was a lot smaller. The good news is there are some pieces in here that will help us to make the maps, and I'll get to that in the next video. But this is just really giving you an idea of what kind of space you have available. If you look, it looks like the Banshee's barely even moving. Even though it's going full speed on boost, it's just a ton of space in between these islands. So anybody that wants to build in the skybox, you're going to have a golden opportunity to do that. There's a lot of space in the sky. This little island, however, has almost no space. I'm not really sure what people are going to do with it. It'll be a super tiny map if anybody actually implements it very well. If you look, once I get in the Warthog, it takes almost no time. I don't get any speed up before I hit the end already. You can get to from one side to the other with just one sprint bar and maybe a jump or two. So it's definitely very small over here on this other island. So I'm very curious to see what people are actually going to do with it. I mean, if you're wondering if maybe you could implement all 3 islands into one map, you could, but you're going to have some pretty fancy work done because they're not anywhere close to each other, even though sometimes it kind of looks like it. If you throw a grenade or something, it's not going to go anywhere near the other island. I mean, that's probably obvious to some people, but if you see here when I throw the grenade, it's like there's no point even trying. It's not anywhere near the other island. Can't even see where it landed. So it's just, I mean, it's a good area, but it's not as much as probably I would have hoped for. So stay tuned for the third part of the video, and I'll see you there.